wait, hold on. Oh, right here.
But can't really do that over here.
I forgot about that.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good evening. Thank you, Heather.
Sorry.
So as many of you know, I have been open about an experience in my life where I trusted an individual who ended up not being who they said they were. And
Fucking dog.
did experience sexual assault. And a lot of people have been mocking it, making fun of it, saying that I was catfished, and actually going as far as contacting the DDSA shelter that I worked for to let them know that I don't know what a true victim is, or that I'm victim shaming, or, a terrible fucking person. So I have a question. 2 men walk into a bar. One man puts a credit card down and he buys the entire bar drinks for an hour straight, charges it to the credit card, leaves. What do we call that when the individual use a credit card that they get stolen? Does anybody know?
Nobody knew. They said fraud. Theft.
Starts with an F. Hey, it's not daddy. Yeah, starts with an F. We call fraud, right? Credit card fraud. When someone takes a credit card and they make purchases illegally with said credit card, we call that fraud, right? Second man approaches a woman, introduces himself as Chuck from the next town over. Says that he's a highly successful businessman. He's got investments in stocks, makes $150,000 a year. He's set for life, owns a nice home. Ends up talking to that woman, end up sleeping together. She finds out that he has a criminal record longer than a CVS receipt. His name is not Chuck. He lives in the same city. And everything down to his identity he's lied about. How is that not fraud? On a very intimate level. When someone comes to you and they approach you and they give you every aspect of who they are and every piece of information down to who they are, first and last name, is a lie. If they did that with a credit card, we'd label it fraud and charge them, right? When they when they do that, hey, I said no. But when they do that with a human body, what do we label
it? Right, Alice.
Nobody?
Nobody.
It's actually called grape by identity fraud. It's a term loosely used by the media because it's not covered under laws. Despite the fact that there are various romance schemes around the world where men will coerce women to sleep with them because they make them believe that they are somebody else. They give a false first last name. They lie about who they are. They tell that person they love them. Thank you, Firebird. They convince them wholeheartedly, much like that fraudster would with the credit card. That fraudster that sat there and said, "This is my name," and got charged because they put $500 on somebody's credit card. We treat money in this world with more respect than we treat an individual's right to consent. Because there really isn't a law that covers grape by identity deception. But can't really do that over here. And our right to consent knowingly, and it covers anyone who wants to walk up to you and say everything they are, but lie about every aspect of it. So, again,
He
two people walk
she had
into a bar.
keys to his apartment. They were together for like
One
a year.
lies about who they are and charges $500 to a credit card. That fraud gets arrested. One lies about who they are, tricks their way into somebody's bed. Later comes out that they are somebody that that person never would have consented to sleeping with. And the law does nothing about it. People call that woman an idiot. People say she was catfish. People said she should have done more diligence. But they don't blame the credit card holder for having left their credit card on the table at a restaurant where somebody picked it up. That's the environment we live in today. And I want to make that very clear to people. Because when my therapist introduced me to this topic and explained it to me like that, it wasn't even widely recognized. Now there's articles about it. People want it to be in laws. People want people to understand that when someone does something to coerce their way into your bed and you're not giving consent to a person you think they are, you're sleeping with someone who you think is a successful businessman from Okinawa, when in reality, he's done 25 years in the state pen. He just was really good at passing himself off for a little while. Long enough that he could trick you into believing he was the person he said he was. And the second you find out who that person is, how do you feel? Do you laugh about it? Do you joke? Do you run and tell everyone, "Oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened to me"? Because I would wager a bet in my situation, I didn't talk about it for 12 years with more than a handful of people.
I'd have been embarrassed too. Sure.
And now I have a whole group of people telling me I was catfished and wondering why I wouldn't have talked about this sooner and why I might have fibbed when I said I can't talk about something because I haven't experienced it before. Why I might have lied to myself for years and why it might have taken a therapist to help me understand what exactly happened to me. Because it does happen. But again, our society places more emphasis and importance on a piece of plastic with a limited means of credit than it does our consent, our peace of mind,